So I was watching Fresh and Fit yesterday, and towards the end, they touched on the topic of racism, and everyone gave some interesting points. And I took a few clips, put them together, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts at the end.
The quality of food that you're able to eat. So a lot of people in the Black community, they struggle with obesity because if you're in a low income group, you are typically eating a lot of fast food out of necessity because you can't afford to go to the nearest Whole Foods. You can't afford to go to Publix. Like, that's a very real
Not
issue.
really. It's something like in New York City, for example, they say that because the projects are right next to the Whole Foods. It's literally like 2 blocks away, but they just
It's
choose.
about if you can afford it, not the proximity to the Whole Foods.
Yeah, I know, but after 2020, you got all these government benefits, you got all these unemployment checks, and what do they spend it on? Weed, rapper weed, rental cars,
And you didn't
just
even go to
garbage.
Whole Foods.
Nobody
either. You
invested
could go
that
to
money
Aldi.
properly. All the people in the hood that got all these unemployment checks and got all these government stimulus checks, they spent it on weed. They didn't go to Whole Foods. How many people from the hood went to Whole Foods with those unemployment checks?
First of all, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about stats. You can go break it down to an individual level, but I'm talking about statistically, and that's
Sure.
what I'm saying. That's what exists, and that's what you could Google.
Yeah,
that's what you could research
this narrative-
on your
It's
own
just
time,
coping.
not
This
mine.
narrative is
That's
why
just
they start
coping.
pushing towards
Hold on.
slavery
Look,
reparations.
if you're going to make an argument on the show,
Don't just
you
say
can't
Google
sit there
it.
and say Google it and then not stand for what you're trying to claim and say, I'm tired.
No,
that's
it's
ridiculous.
just
At the end of the day, that's coping because I grew up in the hood, low income, and I'm not fat. Nobody in my family's fat. It doesn't matter if you're eating fast food if you have discipline. You go to the gym, you can eat fast
Wait,
food.
so now we're doing the exception thing?
I'm saying, can I finish
It's
first?
make better
let me
choices.
just-
Oh, I didn't know we were doing the
that's
exception
what I-
thing now,
It's
yeah.
not about me personally. What I'm saying is you can, as a person,
Make better
make better
choices.
choices. You can eat McDonald's every day, and if you're still going to the gym, you're not necessarily going to be fat. It doesn't matter about your income. You can buy fruit. They have fruit cups at fast food places too. Starbucks has it.
Right.
McDonald's has it. Like, you can choose healthy depending on your income and still discipline yourself. If you can't afford a gym membership, you could go to the beach. You can exercise. They have public gyms at the parks. So that's a cope. There's no excuse. And Black people are just lazy.
No,
But it's more
That's true. I was gonna say let's not go into stereotypes.
Yeah, don't do that.
Hey, you started stereotyping the nurses.
You're right.
I didn't
Right.
stereotype the nurses.
No,
I talked
you
about
brought up the
statistics.
Hey, and that person ate in a calorie deficit, exercise, and their blood markers still improved and their health improved by eating in a calorie deficit. This is the problem, right? When it comes to Black community, whatever. They always want to point the fucking finger at other people for why they're not where they want to be. I'm poor because the man. I'm fat because the man. No, you're just fucking stupid. You took your stimulus check, go bought some new fucking Jordans instead of investing it in something else. That's the reality. Okay, the Black community a lot of times has a victim mindset as to why they're not where they want to fucking be, and they blame race for it every single time. I would argue Black people nowadays have more opportunities than a lot of other races, thanks to affirmative action, etc. You went to a historically Black college. Is a white person going to get that opportunity? No.
There's
we
no
don't
white
complain about
colleges.
racism.
White people don't
We
need
don't
it.
complain about
HBCUs
racism.
are not bridging
Hold on,
the
let me finish.
I was about to
Let me
say,
finish my
please let's
point.
not get in the HBC debate.
But I'm saying y'all have entire colleges dedicated to you. Is there a historically white college out there?
Why?
No.
That's
Why do
racist.
HBCUs exist?
Why? Go ahead.
What does anyone know?
Go ahead. Because of
Because
racism, right? From before.
Black people were not allowed entry into any university in this country. I go to
Correct.
the University of Miami. 2 generations ago,
But
I
I'm talking
wouldn't be
about
able
right
to. Yeah, but the creation of HBCUs was because of a lack of resources and access to the Black community. So these institutions were created for us to be able to receive an education and escape these low-income environments that y'all are talking about.
Go, Queen.
It was created for that.
And you have it now,
It
so
was,
why?
but you have it.
Hey,
Okay.
and there
You have
are
it.
white people that go to HBCUs. There are white people that attend Howard University. That I had white classmates. And honestly, if we're gonna boil it down to it, they get better scholarships at those HBCUs because they're diverse at that institution.
That's the same thing for minorities at white-dominated schools.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is they're not barred entry just because they're white.
Here, all I'm saying is that
What?
when we look at
Life is not easy.
life has
but you
varying
didn't
levels of
acknowledge-
difficulty depending on who you are when you're born.
Okay, wait, hold on.
So you
Explain to me at varying levels of difficulty. So explain to me how immigrants can come here, don't speak the language, figure it out, go to college, get education. Why are Black Africans, right, from Africa, doing way better than African Americans?
Because
It's not
because
race.
The people
It's
that,
not race.
The people that are willing to
Clearly.
cross the fucking Atlantic Ocean, you're already selecting for a hyper. Do you think poor people from fucking Kenya are coming to the United States?
They
You
are.
think poor? No, they're
they
not.
are.
It's typically dude, Nigerians Nigerians in the United States are the highest immigrant group of PhDs, more than white people, more than Chinese people, more than anybody else. Typically, the people that are immigrating from across the ocean come to the United States are not the poor fucking people in the villages that we see on fucking commercials. Okay, no, don't say about it. That's not true. That's not true. Then the stats betray you. The stats are that's not true. Some of your most highly educated groups of people in the United States are people from Kenya, are people from Nigeria, are people from these African countries, because they're all the wealthiest people that are coming over with high degrees, with a lot of education. I don't know what you're talking about.
They might be, you might say, oh yeah, they have money in their country, whatever. They're still poor though. They're in the grand scheme of things, they're still poor.
Especially
Wikipedia, like income level per like fucking ethnic group.
But my point is this. Well, my Africans can come here, right? And they're black too. Why are they successful and they're not dealing with it?
Because they're black, they're not African American.
Oh, so you're telling me the police know the difference between the Kembe and fucking Jamal?
The police are not the main reason why African Americans have trouble in the United States.
That's what they cry about a lot of times.
What's the main reason?
The main reason is a history of segregation of the country and a devaluing of a family's ability to build generational wealth.
It is color.
No, it's not fuck color.
No.
The problem is the history you have in your family.
When I go into a job and it's me and him, what do they say?
So I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. I don't want to make this video too long. Do I think black people are lazy? Absolutely not. I was born in New York, raised in the Bronx, Fordham Road, Valentine. Then I moved to Castle Hill. I can never say black people are lazy. That sounds crazy. In terms of what they said, I think again, you know, when you talk about this topic, it's so sketchy, because when you say people make good points, they want to bring something from the past. And my thing is, I didn't agree with much what they were saying. The only thing I can say is, you know, in terms of other races, maybe they're motivated more when it comes to the States because they have family members in other countries. But that makes sense. But we can never say black people are lazy at all. You know, the only thing I could argue about with black people is maybe, you know, coming from the projects, there's a lot of violence between us and all that. So maybe that. But I can never say that they're lazy or anything like that. It just sounds crazy. And about the money. When you don't have money and you get that amount of money they give you for free, you're going to waste it. Unless you have responsibilities, unless you're somebody that's extremely, extremely responsible, unfortunately, you're going to waste it. And I'm not talking about the scammers. I'm talking about the people that got it legit. You're going to waste it. It's unfortunate. And that's why you got to have, you know, you got to put your priorities to the side and say, I need to do this and I need to do that. And not buy stupid shit. Because, then you look dumb. You look extremely dumb getting all that money and you waste it on nothing. So I understand that. But I can't blame people for saying, hey, you know, I never seen this. I never had this money. So I'm going to just spend on something else. You know, it's a bad idea, but I can't blame them. That's really it. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Were they right? Were they wrong? I want to see what you guys got to say. I want to thank you so much for everybody that subscribed and obviously watches my videos. Thank you so much. And we're on the road to 40 subscribers. Then we're on the road to 50 and 60. And, you know, thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.